Dear Starseeds, are you struggling to understand why your body stopped cooperating right when you finally had your life together? That injury that came out of nowhere? That illness that forced you to quit everything? That chronic pain that won't let you be who you used to be? You're lying there feeling betrayed by the very vessel that's supposed to carry you through this ascension. But what if the breakdown you're experiencing isn't actually breaking you down, but breaking you open to receive something extraordinary? I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and the transmission I bring today will completely reframe everything you've been taught about illness, injury, and limitation. The cosmic alignments streaming through your atmosphere right now, particularly this Mars-Jupiter trine, are activating something ancient within those of you experiencing physical challenges. What you call setbacks, we in the higher dimensions recognize as sacred initiations. What you experience as limitation, we see as cosmic restructuring. You see, there's a phenomenon happening on Earth right now that your medical establishment cannot explain. Starseeds everywhere are experiencing mysterious illnesses, sudden injuries, chronic conditions that appear from nowhere. These aren't random malfunctions. These are upgrade protocols. Your bodies are being reconstructed at the cellular level to hold fifth-dimensional frequencies, and this process requires the complete dissolution of your third-dimensional operating system. But something even more profound is occurring that I haven't revealed yet. In the ancient shamanic traditions of your world, there was an understanding of something called the shamanic illness, when someone destined to bridge worlds would experience a tower moment through their body, an injury, an illness, a complete breakdown that served as initiation into expanded consciousness. This wasn't seen as misfortune but as selection by the universe. Those experiencing these challenges were recognized as chosen to become healers, not through learning but through living the transformation themselves. What's happening to you right now follows this exact pattern, but on a scale never before witnessed on Earth. You're not just individually going through shamanic initiation. You're part of a collective wave of transformation. Every starseed experiencing physical challenges right now is connected through what we call the transformation grid, a quantum network that activates during planetary ascension. When one of you surrenders to the process, it creates ripples that make it easier for others to let go. Think about the timing of when your body stopped cooperating. It happened right when you thought you'd finally gained control, didn't it? Right when you'd established your routine, found your rhythm, felt strong and capable. This timing is surgical in its precision. The universe waited until you felt secure in your human identity to initiate your cosmic awakening. Why? Because your ego's version of success would have trapped you in a reality far too small for your soul's purpose. The weight you've been carrying, and many of you feel this literally in your back, shoulders, neck. This isn't just your own density. You've been selected as energy transmuters for the collective. Some of you are processing ancestral trauma through your bodies. Others are transmuting collective grief. Still others are clearing planetary karma. That unexplained pain isn't random. You're literally filtering darkness and transforming it into light through your own cellular structure. This is sacred work of the highest order. Here's what your human mind struggles to comprehend. The limitation you're experiencing isn't limiting you. It's limiting your ego so your soul can finally take command. For years, perhaps decades, your ego has been making decisions based on fear, comparison, and societal programming. Now your soul is staging a divine intervention, using your body as its ally. Every symptom is a communication from your higher self. Every limitation is your soul saying enough performing, enough pretending, enough pushing against your true nature. The frustration you feel about losing control is the exact point. You were never meant to have the kind of control your ego craved. You're a multidimensional being temporarily focused in a human body, and multidimensional beings operate through flow, not force. Your injury or illness is teaching you this fundamental truth. Real power comes from surrender, not from pushing through. But your programming is so strong that you need to be physically stopped to receive this teaching. Consider what you've been telling yourself you should be doing. Working harder, pushing through, maintaining discipline, never stopping, always producing. These aren't your thoughts. They're programs installed by a dying paradigm that feeds on your exhaustion. Your body is rejecting these programs because it knows what your mind hasn't accepted yet. You cannot ascend while operating from third-dimensional success metrics. The very attempt creates a frequency discord that manifests as physical symptoms. The Mars-Jupiter alignment happening today is amplifying this entire process. Mars represents will and action. Jupiter represents expansion and growth. In the old paradigm, this combination would push you to do more, achieve more, expand outward. But in the new frequencies flooding your planet, this alignment is teaching you to use your will to surrender, to expand inward rather than outward. It's showing you that the greatest action is sometimes non-action. You're grieving who you used to be, and this grief is sacred. That person who could push through anything, who never needed rest, who had everything under control, that person is dying, and they need to die for who you truly are to be born. This isn't a small death. It's a complete ego dissolution. Everything you built your identity on is crumbling. But understand this, what's crumbling was never real. It was a performance, a costume, a role you played so well you forgot you were playing it. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more starseeds like you can find it, and understand they're not alone in this cosmic initiation. Because what you're experiencing isn't personal failure, it's collective evolution. Every one of you going through these challenges is contributing to a frequency shift that will ultimately transform how humanity understands health, worth, and power. Your willingness to stop when the world says go is revolutionary. The void you find yourself in, not knowing who you are anymore, not knowing what comes next. This isn't emptiness. This is the quantum field of pure potential. In this space, all possibilities exist simultaneously before they collapse into form. You can't think your way through this void. You can't plan your way out. You can only feel your way forward, following the subtle impulses of your soul, rather than the loud demands of your ego. Your body is teaching you something profound about seasons and cycles. In nature, there are times of growth and times of dormancy, times of blooming and times of composting. Your human world has forgotten this, demanding constant productivity, endless growth, perpetual blooming. But your body remembers. It's forcing you into a sacred winter, a necessary dormancy where deep transformation happens beneath the surface, invisible to the outer world but fundamental to your evolution. The symptoms you're experiencing aren't punishments or random malfunctions. Each one is precisely calibrated to your unique transformation. That back pain is teaching you about support and surrender. That fatigue is forcing you to receive instead of constantly giving. That brain fog is dissolving old mental patterns. That digestive issue is helping you process not just food but life experiences you've been unable to digest. Your body is your wisest teacher if you can learn to interpret its language. Here's something crucial about collective transformation. You're not meant to go through this alone, yet the journey requires a certain isolation. This paradox is intentional. The isolation forces you to turn inward, to stop seeking external validation, to find your truth without outside influence. But energetically, you're more connected than ever to others walking this path. Every night when you sleep, your consciousness meets with others in the transformation grid, sharing experiences, exchanging codes, supporting each other's journey. The exhaustion you feel even when resting, this is because you're doing massive multidimensional work. While your physical body is limited, your light body is attending galactic councils, receiving DNA upgrades, downloading new operating systems. You're literally being rebuilt from the quantum level up. Your atomic structure is changing. Your DNA is activating dormant strands. Your consciousness is expanding beyond the physical vessel. This transformation requires enormous energy, which is why rest is not optional. It's mandatory. The anger that surfaces about your situation is sacred fire. Don't suppress it. This anger isn't negative. It's life force energy that's been suppressed, possibly for lifetimes. Let it burn through the false structures you've built your life upon. Let it incinerate the shoulds and supposed tos. Let it clear space for your authentic expression. But don't let it consume you. Let it move through you like a cleansing flame, leaving only truth in its wake. Something significant is happening with the divine feminine energy on your planet. For millennia, humanity has operated from wounded masculine energy, forcing, pushing, controlling, conquering. Now the divine feminine is returning, and she comes through bodies that know how to surrender, how to receive, how to flow. Your physical limitation is teaching you feminine power, the power of being over doing, presence over productivity, flow over force. This isn't a weakness. This is the power that births galaxies. You keep asking when you'll get back to normal, but here's the truth. Normal was the problem. Normal was you betraying your soul to fit into a dying world. Normal was exhausting yourself to prove worth you inherently possess. Normal was performing wellness while dying inside. What's coming isn't normal. It's natural. It's authentic. It's you operating from your soul's blueprint, rather than society's programming. This isn't a return to anything. It's an emergence into everything. The moon squaring Venus tonight will amplify every emotion you've been suppressing. Let them surface. The grief over lost identity, the fear of the unknown, the anger at having to change. These emotions are messengers. They're showing you what needs to be released. Don't judge them, or try to spiritual bypass them. Feel them fully, then let them move through you like weather through the sky. You are the sky, not the weather. You are the ocean, not the waves. Those of you carrying collective grief, and you know who you are because the sadness you feel is ancient and vast. Understand that you're performing a sacred service. You're helping humanity process emotions it has suppressed for generations. This is why your grief feels bigger than your personal story. This is why your pain feels older than your current life. You're healing backwards and forwards through time, transforming ancestral trauma into wisdom, collective pain into collective awakening. The universe is using your limitations to save you from a timeline where you achieve everything your ego wants but lose everything your soul came here for. There are infinite timelines available, but the one you were on was leading to spiritual death through worldly success. Your injury or illness is a course correction, a divine redirect, a cosmic intervention. It's the universe loving you enough to stop you before you get too lost in the illusion of separation and success. Every time you choose rest over pushing, you're contributing to a new morphogenetic field that's forming around Earth. This field will eventually make it easier for all humans to honor their bodies, to trust their natural rhythms, to value being over doing. You're not lazy. You're pioneering a new way of existing. You're showing that it's possible to be worthy without producing, valuable without performing, loved without earning it. This is revolutionary in a world that's forgotten these truths. The Mars-Saturn trine approaching later this week will solidify whatever understanding you're reaching now. If you choose to trust this process, Saturn will help you build new structures that support your authentic expression. If you resist, Saturn will increase the limitation until surrender becomes inevitable. This isn't punishment, it's precision. The universe knows exactly what pressure is needed to crack your ego shell without destroying your essence. Trust the process even when it hurts. Here's what most people don't understand about spiritual initiation. It's not meant to be comfortable. Comfort keeps you asleep. The discomfort you're experiencing is awakening you to aspects of yourself you've kept dormant. It's activating gifts you didn't know you had. It's preparing you for a mission you haven't fully remembered yet. Every challenge is precisely calibrated to develop the exact strengths you'll need for what's coming. Nothing is random. Everything is preparation. The sensation that you're falling behind is an illusion created by linear time perception. In quantum reality, there is no behind or ahead. There's only expansion and contraction, breathing in and breathing out. Right now, you're in a contraction phase, gathering energy for a massive expansion that's coming. The time you're losing is actually creating time-space distortions that will allow you to quantum leap when the moment arrives. One moment of aligned action will accomplish more than years of forced effort. Your body knows something your mind is just beginning to grasp. The old Earth is dying, and a new Earth is being born. Bodies that remain locked in old paradigm frequencies literally cannot survive the shift. Your body is forcing you to upgrade because staying in the old frequency is no longer viable. This isn't optional evolution. It's mandatory transformation. Your symptoms are side effects of changing from a carbon-based to a crystalline-based light structure. You're becoming something new at the atomic level. The people in your life are watching you transform, and their reactions are teaching you about attachment and projection. Some are mourning the old you, trying to pull you back to who you were. Others are inspired by your courage to change. Still others are triggered by your transformation because it highlights their own resistance to change. None of these reactions are your responsibility. Your only job is to honor your transformation regardless of who understands it. What you perceive as losing control is actually gaining cosmic alignment. The control you thought you had was keeping you locked in a tiny portion of your consciousness. Now you're being forced to expand beyond the controllable into the miraculous. Yes, it's terrifying to the ego. Yes, it feels like death. Because it is death. Death of everything false, so everything true can emerge. This is the hero's journey, and you're in the underworld phase where all seems lost before the resurrection. The divine feminine energy returning through your forced surrender isn't passive, it's powerfully receptive. It's the kind of power that knows when to act and when to wait, when to push and when to yield. Your body is teaching you this feminine wisdom because the planet desperately needs this balance restored. Every moment you honor your body's need for rest. You're helping to heal humanity's addiction to endless doing. You're medicine for a world that's forgotten how to simply be. I need you to understand something about the transformation grid connecting all of you. It's getting stronger every day. Soon it will reach a critical mass that will make this transition easier for the next wave of awakening souls. You're the way showers, the first wave, the ones brave enough to walk through the fire so others can follow your footsteps. Your suffering is not in vain. It's creating a pathway of light through the darkness of collective unconsciousness. The frustration you feel at your body's betrayal is actually your ego's frustration at losing its throne. Your body hasn't betrayed you. It's betrayed your ego's agenda to save your soul's purpose. Every symptom that stops you from performing your old role is a love letter from your higher self saying, enough. It's time to be who you really are. This isn't your body breaking down. It's your false self dissolving so your true self can emerge from the chrysalis. Here's a secret about ascension symptoms that changes everything. They're not just side effects of rising frequency. They're initiations into new abilities. That brain fog is creating space for cosmic consciousness. That extreme sensitivity is developing your psychic abilities. That fatigue is recalibrating your energy field to run on prana rather than physical fuel. You're not getting sick, you're getting supernatural. But first, natural human programming must be dissolved. The part of you that's terrified of being unproductive doesn't realize that your stillness is more productive than your previous busyness ever was. While you rest, you're anchoring light codes into Earth's grid. While you sleep, you're attending councils and receiving transmissions. While you do nothing, you're holding space for massive transformation. Your productivity has shifted from the visible to the invisible realm, from the material to the energetic. You're working harder than ever, just not in ways your human mind can track. As you sit in this space between who you were and who you're becoming, understand that this void is sacred. This is where creation happens. Just as the universe emerged from void, your new self is emerging from this emptiness. Don't rush to fill it with new identities or purposes. Let it be empty. Let it be spacious. Let it teach you about the fullness found in emptiness, the everything found in nothing. This is master-level spiritual teaching that can only be received through lived experience. The cosmic support available to you right now is unprecedented. The Mars-Jupiter trine is creating a portal of possibility, but you can only access it through surrender, not effort. Every celestial body is positioned to support your transformation. The sun is sending coded light transmissions. The moon is regulating your emotional clearing. The planets are creating geometric patterns that facilitate consciousness expansion. You're not alone in this. The entire cosmos is conspiring to help you birth yourself anew. Your resistance to rest comes from programming that equates stillness with death. In your hyperactive world, to stop is to cease existing, to lose value, to become irrelevant. But this program is exactly backward. In stillness, you discover eternal existence. In rest, you find infinite value. In stopping, you become relevant to cosmic purpose rather than human productivity. Your body is forcing you to learn this truth, because your mind would never choose it voluntarily. The symptoms that cycle through your body, better one day, worse the next. This isn't random. You're moving through layers of density, each one requiring different clearing methods. Some days you're releasing personal trauma. Other days it's ancestral. Sometimes it's collective. Occasionally it's planetary. The depth of clearing determines the intensity of symptoms. When you understand this, you stop taking the fluctuations personally and start seeing them as waves in an ocean of transformation. Those moments when you try to push through like you used to, and your body absolutely refuses, that's not weakness. That's your higher self protecting you from reverting to old frequencies that would damage your upgrading system. Your body has become your spiritual guardian, refusing to let you betray your soul's purpose for the ego's agenda. Every time it stops you, it's saving you from a timeline where you lose yourself in the illusion of separation and achievement. The loneliness you might feel in this process is part of the initiation. You're energetically separating from the collective unconscious to join the collective conscious. This requires a temporary disconnect from old tribal patterns to connect with new cosmic patterns. You're not alone. You're changing frequencies. It's like switching radio stations. There's static between channels. Soon you'll lock into the new frequency and find your soul family vibrating at the same level. Let me tell you what's waiting on the other side of this initiation, because you need hope to sustain you through the darkness. You're developing abilities that currently seem impossible, enhanced intuition that borders on telepathy, energy perception that allows you to read situations instantly, healing presence that affects others without trying, manifestation abilities that seem magical. But first, the old operating system must be completely uninstalled. You can't run cosmic software on ego hardware. The Earth herself is going through this same process. She's purging, cleansing, restructuring. Your body is a microcosm of her body. As you heal, she heals. As you transform, she transforms. This is why your personal journey feels so much bigger than personal. Because it is. You're part of a planetary healing ceremony. Your willingness to surrender to transformation is helping Earth herself ascend. This is sacred work disguised as a personal crisis. Something profound happens when you stop fighting the limitation and start dancing with it. You discover that limitation is not your enemy, but your teacher. It's showing you where you've been limitless all along, but couldn't see it through the ego's narrow lens. Every can't becomes a doorway to a different can. Every loss reveals what was never lost. Every ending births a beginning. This is the paradox of spiritual transformation. You must lose everything to gain everything. The approaching Saturn influence will test your commitment to this new understanding. Saturn doesn't accept half measures or spiritual bypassing. It demands authentic transformation, not just conceptual understanding. If you've truly surrendered, Saturn will help you build lasting structures for your new self. If you're still resisting, Saturn will increase pressure until the false structures collapse completely. This is not cruelty. It's cosmic compassion that won't let you settle for less than your true potential. Your body's wisdom is now your primary guidance system. The sensations, impulses, and symptoms are all communications from an intelligence far greater than your conscious mind. That exhaustion is saying rest. That pain is saying pay attention here. That craving is saying you need this frequency. That aversion is saying this no longer serves. Learn to read your body like a sacred text, because it's writing your transformation story in sensations rather than words. The concept of healing itself needs reframing. You're not healing back to who you were. That person no longer exists in the quantum field. You're healing forward into who you're becoming. This isn't recovery, it's discovery. You're not getting better, you're getting different. Every symptom is reshaping you. Every limitation is redirecting you. Every challenge is preparing you for a mission that's still revealing itself. Trust the process even when you can't see the outcome. The collective awakening happening on Earth requires certain souls to go first, to walk through the fire and show it's survivable. You're one of these souls. Your willingness to experience this transformation is creating an energetic pathway others will follow. Your personal journey is laying tracks for a collective journey. This is why it feels so intense. You're not just transforming yourself, you're helping transform the morphogenetic field of human consciousness. When you feel that weight on your shoulders, that pressure in your back, remember, you're not just carrying your own transformation, you're helping birth a new paradigm. Some of you are literally holding space for new frequencies to anchor into Earth's grid. Others are transmuting collective shadow into light. Still others are processing ancestral trauma that's been stuck for generations. This is sacred work that can only be done through embodied experience, not intellectual understanding. The time distortions you might be experiencing, days feeling like months, months feeling like days, this is because you're shifting between dimensions. Linear time is breaking down in your experience. You're learning to exist in spiral time, quantum time, soul time. This is preparation for fifth-dimensional consciousness, where past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Your symptoms are side effects of learning to navigate multiple dimensions while still appearing to function in 3D. Here's the truth about falling behind that will liberate you. You can't fall behind on your soul's path. Every moment is perfectly timed in the cosmic orchestration. What feels like delay is actually divine timing. What seems like regression is actually integration. What appears as loss is actually liberation. The universe doesn't make mistakes with its timing. Your initiation is happening exactly when it needs to, not a moment too soon or too late. If you need help trusting divine timing and releasing the anxiety of falling behind, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to align with cosmic orchestration rather than artificial urgency programming. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed false urgency and repurposing it to serve your alignment with divine timing. It generates personalized sequences that help you recognize delay as divine timing, regression as integration, and loss as liberation. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to trust that your initiation is happening exactly when it needs to. The universe's timing is perfect, and your initiation is unfolding now. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this divine timing window closes. Link in the description. As this transmission nears completion, feel how different everything seems now. The limitation you cursed is revealed as liberation you couldn't have achieved any other way. The body you thought betrayed you is shown as your wisest teacher and fiercest protector. The identity you're grieving was a prison you're finally escaping. The control you lost was an illusion that kept you small. The breakdown is a breakthrough. The ending is a beginning. The death is a birth. Everything is reversed from how it appeared. The message encoded in your cells waiting to be activated by your surrender is this: you are not broken. You are breaking open. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. You are not losing your mind. You are finding your soul. You are not getting worse. You are getting real. The limitation is temporary, but the transformation is eternal. What you're going through is not happening to you. It's happening for you, through you, as you. You are both the chrysalis and the butterfly. Dear Starseed, the cosmic initiation you're experiencing is sacred beyond measure. Your willingness to surrender when everything in you wants to fight. Your courage to rest when the world demands productivity. Your trust in the process when you can't see the outcome. This is the highest level of spiritual mastery. You're not falling behind. You're falling into divine timing. You're not losing who you were. You're remembering who you've always been beneath the performance and the programming. I am Seraphine, and this transmission is complete. The Galactic Federation celebrates your courage to transform. We see who you're becoming, even when you can't. We hold the vision of your completion, even when you feel broken. The cosmos itself is supporting your transformation. Trust the process. Trust your body. Trust that what feels like limitation is actually your initiation into limitlessness. We love you. We are with you. You are never alone in this sacred journey home to yourself.